What is up, guys? All right, tonight I want to talk about the difference between changing from the inside out versus the outside in. A lot of us are not where we want to be. We want to have some type of transformation, we want to have some type of change in our lives. We're all here and we want to be here. And the question is, how do we fill the gap? And we're going to be honest, right? I'm going to be honest. It's going to take work. You're going to have to put in work. And there's a lot of different ways that guys like us try to go about doing that work. And the way I see it, there's two things, right? You can change from the outside out, from the outside out. You can change from the inside out, or you can change from the outside in. So let's start with the outside in. This is what many of us, many guys, many people in general start with. A lot of what's on social media starts with this stuff. And so from the outside in is, ideas like fake it till you make it, or exposure therapy, or do the thing anyway. Watch some more motivational content, stuff like that, right? Where it's kind of based on your external behavior, the repetition of something external, of like showing up or exposing yourself to whatever it is outside in the world. You kind of think you're going to get confidence by doing the thing, or let's say affirmations, right? I think that's a big outside in type of approach, because you haven't changed on the inside yet. You're trying to speak externally so that you get the changes internally, right? All of those things. They're things that you try to have an internal shift from an external action or behavior. And things like talk therapy or talk coaching, or accountability groups, which are good too. All of these things are good. It's just a matter of, is it the right tool for the job? And you can have a lot of quick wins potentially, but it's not going to really fix or change the deep rooted neural pathways and the conditioning and the behaviors, or the patterns that are driving this behavior. And I know this because I've done it. I've done so many of these things. And I always sought after a better tool for reconditioning, for rewiring, for pattern interrupting, and just eliminating patterns entirely. And I think it's so easy to get burnt out on these outside in approaches. And there could be a big shift, or a big dissonance, actually, where, let's say you're saying these affirmations, I am healthy, I am wealthy, whatever it is. If there's a part of you inside that knows you're not, then you feel that even more as you do these affirmations. And so it kind of redefines the gap, right? You're kind of experiencing the gap on a daily basis, as opposed to just something that maybe can process where you're at. And that's where the inside out transformations come in. There's other tools you can use, like that are going to work on a deeper, more internal level. And as things shift internally, then you will start to show up in the world externally automatically. And these are things like your beliefs, or your nervous system's programming, or your subconscious patterns, or the emotions that have driven your anxiety and your shame and all of that, and releasing it, or shifting it, or healing it, integrating it, and not having that drive the bus anymore. So the goal here is to really change on the inside first, and then the external world is going to change automatically, naturally, because of who you are becoming on the inside. And that's things like deeper therapies, like, let's say, EMDR or deep trauma work. There's parts work. There's my MindWorks program is right up this alley. Things like journaling, that can help too, but getting into the somatics and like very, deeper intentional meditations, stuff like that. Or no, I was going to say neurofeedback therapy, but I think that's an external approach too, to be honest. But just letting yourself feel it to heal it, right? Getting through some of these deeper programs that are running the show and just unplugging them, right? Pulling out the batteries, letting them go, releasing them. This is what's going to create lasting change in your life. This is what's going to make you be the person you want to become without forcing from the outside, without forcing your square peg into a round hole. You're actually changing your shape from the inside. It's like when, I love this analogy, when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it's going to wrap itself up into a cocoon and it's going to come out as a butterfly. But what happens while it's in the cocoon, it basically entirely disintegrates and melts. And it becomes this mush. It's no longer a caterpillar. It's not a butterfly yet. It's going to be, but it's no longer a caterpillar. It broke down itself and changed from the inside so that it could come out as something much more evolved, a much more evolved version of itself, right? It's a real transformation. So I want you to think about that. It's that type of work that's going to build that self-identity and that self-belief and confidence that you're not going to get from these outside-in approaches because you haven't transformed deeply enough. And confidence is something that you're going to feel at such a deep level once you have it that it will never be taken away from you. It's not a band-aid you can just slap on and wear around as if you think it's going to actually make a change in the way you appear, because your behavior, your pattern, that's driven by something way more subconscious and emotional, which is out of your logical control most of the time. So I just want you to think about that and think about the outside in versus the inside out. Go ahead and take a few minutes to maybe write in your journal or just in your notes where you're spending your time when you're doing your personal development work. Is it outside in or is it inside out? And has it been working for you? And is there something else you could try to maybe get some deeper results?